Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Kristen Welker of Meet the Press tries to set a trap for J.D. Vance. Not only does he avoid it, in his counterattack, he eats her lunch. And before we dive in, I want to remind y'all we are sponsored here at Politibrawl by Colonial Metals Group. If you want to protect your wealth against the oncoming onslaught of inflation, I suggest you go into the link below and protect your hard-earned money.
Frankly, the Biden administration has done far worse. So if you think that what Donald Trump is proposing is a threat to democracy, isn't what Biden has already done a massive threat to our system of law and government?
Senator, just to be very clear, though, Joe Biden didn't appoint a special prosecutor. The attorney general did that. Trump was indicted by grand juries. He was found guilty by a jury of his peers in New York. But can we just go back to the core question here? Would you support him taking such an action? It sounds like you're saying, yes, you would.
I would absolutely support investigating prior wrongdoing by our government. Absolutely. That's what you have to have in a system of law and order, Kristen. But I have to reject the premise here. Joe Biden appointed the Attorney General, Merrick Garland, who, of course, answers to Joe Biden, can be fired by Joe Biden. So the idea that the Biden administration has nothing to do with the appointment of the special prosecutor, I think, completely betrays a misunderstanding of how our system of government actually works. And of course, Kristen, we have to make this point, Kristen, that the prosecution of Donald Trump in New York, which I think now is fundamentally been thrown in doubt by this immunity case, it was one of the main guys was a Department of Justice official in the Biden administration who jumped ship to join a local prosecutor's office to go after Donald Trump.
And yet the DOJ
if that
told
doesn't make you question the legitimacy of the prosecution, that's a problem.
Well, Senator, that happens all the time. People are appointed from Washington, but the DOJ told Congress, testified this week
Kristen,
that it reviewed
it happens.
Hold on, Senator,
are you really saying, Kristen?
Senator, let me finish my sentence. Then I'll let you finish. Hold on.
The number.
Let me just finish this. The DOJ told Congress this week it reviewed all communications since Biden took office and found no contact between federal prosecutors and those involved with that case in New York. Can you stick to the substance of the question, though? Let me just ask, because I just want to stick with this line of theory that you are laying out, which is you are saying it's not okay for Joe Biden to weaponize the Justice Department. If it's not okay for Joe Biden to weaponize the Justice Department, as you say, which there's no evidence of that, why is it okay for Donald Trump to do that?
Well, Kristen, first of all, you said that it happens all the time, that the number 3 person in the Department of Justice jumps ship to join a local prosecutor's office to go after the president's political opponent. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of American democracy, and I don't think that we should legitimize it. Now, if Donald Trump's attorney general had his number 2 or his number 3 jump ship to a local prosecutor's office in Ohio or Wisconsin, and that person then went after Donald Trump's political opposition, that's a different conversation.
Senator,
all he's suggesting is that we should investigate credible arguments of wrongdoing. That's all that Donald Trump is saying. That is not a threat to democracy. That's merely reinforcing our system of law and government.
J.D. Vance, that is the big reason why he's being considered as a potential vice presidential pick. I don't think he's the best one, and hear me out, Doug Burgum would probably be the best in this case. It's possible that Trump can pick someone out of left field. I wouldn't be as comfortable with Vance, not because he doesn't have the credentials, but because Trump wants a governor. That's why he picked Mike Pence to begin with. But that's a sort of a rabbit trail here. What we need to be talking about is how Kristen Welker of Meet the Press fame tries to set a trap for J.D. Vance. She tries to set him up with, okay, so Trump got caught here. Are you okay with reprisal? J.D. Vance obviously says no. That's not how the justice system works. Granted, I believe in the appeal system, and that's exactly what should happen in the New York case, which Trump would probably win, because the last district attorney even said, yeah, we don't have a leg to stand on here. This is a weird thing to fight, and I'm not here for it. Y'all, times are rough. Record inflation is still not under control. We have a president who doesn't know what planet he's on. And the Federal Reserve continues to make dumb decision after dumb decision after dumb decision. You can gamble on Wall Street all you want, but if you want to diversify and protect your wealth, you need to look into my friends over at Colonial Metals Group. These amazing experts understand how to keep your wealth safe and protected from the volatility of our current market. And there's even a great deal for first-time accounts. Free gold and silver-backed IRA accounts, insurance on whatever precious metals you happen to buy for 5 years, up to $7,500 worth of silver, and a nice safe for you to keep all this good stuff in. So go take a look at their website, link in the description below, or call the phone number below so you can talk personally to Paul Stone, CEO, and his amazing team of experts to protect your wealth today. But Alvin Bragg ran on the promise that he would get Trump, and lo and behold, it ended up happening. I run to prosecute someone, you prosecute someone. Yeah, this thing's going to get appealed. And so she tries to set up another attack. She tries to exonerate Joe Biden, saying that he did nothing with the Alvin Bragg case. Well, of course he had nothing to do with the Alvin Bragg case. That was way out of his league. That had to do with something on the state level. However, there is evidence that he had direct, or at least indirect, words with Fani Willis. No, I will not call her by her real name. This is simply just too funny. That he contacted Fani Willis and told her what to do. And unfortunately, she said, I'm going to throw that out the window and sleep with my coworker that I also appointed to go after Trump. As a Georgia boy, it warms my heart to know that nothing in Fulton County ever changes. By the way, North Fulton, secede from Fulton County. Save yourselves. By the way, there's parts of South Fulton that you deserve your independence too. Man, it's funny to watch Democrats just run over each other trying to defend their not injustice. What's the right way to put this? Unjust. There we go. It's outside the bounds of justice. Outjustice? No, unjustice. They're unjust ways of going after Donald Trump. They're trying to legally keep him from running again in 2024. That's the whole point and purpose. It doesn't matter that Donald Trump has been caught doing the same things a lot of other politicians do, by the way, without the direct financial ties. For instance, Joe Biden's son, Hunter, his only remaining son and his only loyal child left. Do not look into the allegations of Ashley, by the way. Hunter laundered money through a company called Burisma in Ukraine. He also helped launder money from the CCP in China and another company in Romania. And all that money managed to trickle its way down back to the big guy. So funny how no one's really looking into that. Oh wait, one guy did. His name was Donald Trump, and they impeached him for it. Again, this is a two-tier justice system. If you have a D by your name, you are going to be protected. So ultimately, J.D. Vance is making a very simple case. Donald Trump might go after certain things that are within his purview, in the same way that Joe Biden probably had nothing to do with Alvin Bragg. That's because Republicans, and even some Democrats still, believe in the separation of powers and the direct rule of law. Unfortunately for us, we have an entire party that is terrified of losing power because they've realized that this is the first time that a truly left-leaning set of policyholders have actual power. And once they lose it, they're afraid they'll never get it back. And so that's why they're going after Trump so hard. That's why they want to invite guys like J.D. Vance, who is new to the political game. But man, he is playing it very well for a newcomer. So J.D. Vance's star is rising, and I'm going to keep my eye on him, and I believe you should too. Because when you go into enemy territory, like Meet the Press, which is designed to get Republicans into gotcha moments, once you go onto enemy territory, you are going to have to be playing in their stadium with their equipment by their rules, and it's probably not even the same sport. And J.D. Vance knows how to play this game. So that's why he's being considered on the short list of the vice presidential nominees for Trump in 2024. This is going to be interesting, so stay tuned, y'all. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one, and until then, y'all have a good one.